Dr. Joel Howard Taylor, Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia.
Moves up to the high table with some clergy, some Muslim special guests here today.
Thank you ever so much.
It's also here.
Thank you ever so much. You may be seated, please. We are honored to welcome Her Excellency, the Vice President-elect, Madam Joel Howard Taylor, into the hall. Thank you so much, Madam Vice President-elect. You are so welcome. Thank you. You may be seated.
She's been recognized by Mama C. Kaba, Vice President-elect.
Shaka Touré is also here working with the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Sheikh Al-Mustafa Kuyate, and one of the brain behind this process, is also here. Alaji GB Kuma is also here. We just have a tete-a-tete with the Vice President-elect, and the Chairman of the National Muslim Council is also here. I will go for the coalition of Democratic Chief. So as you can see, it's a valley. There's also Dato Augustine Kone is also chanting here of the Vice President-elect and she's very active moving. And Sebu Kone of Kodboni. Sebu. And as you can see, the first president of the Republic of Liberia is officially being accompanied by the members of all these important occasions. And he is here shaking hands with the members of the Muslim Duo Senate also here. And Mr. Mohammed Sisi. She's going all around the table and shaking the hands of members of our community here present. And Mande Jara is here chatting, and our mothers, our sisters are also being wed and well acclimated with the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. And we're trying to make a way and reconciliatory the Hawkins and hawking each other. And as Liberia Vice President-elect, we reach to the next table where the chief imams of the Republic of Liberia, Imam Kaye, is on, Imam Badi and other people. She's also here working with our mom, our mothers and sisters here, very respectfully and cordially. And as you follow us, we are the is organized by the Muslim Ummah and the National Muslim Council of the Republic of Liberia. And Mr. Aliyu Javatet, a strong member of the coalition, also tete-a-tete. Mr. Javatet is here, and Sanusi, Secretary General of the Muslim Muslim Conference, is also here. And she is moving between the tables, and she has shaken the hands on more than 3 or 4 tables now, and she is going to this one and making sure that she reach and be able to talk to old people and tell them the very good things that we expect as elections. Another old woman here, Senator Joel Taylor, the Vice President-elect. Doing another selfie with another beautiful sisters here. Accompanying the first person here, the voice of the press bureau of the Regional National Republic of the Mighty Coalition of Democratic Change, and the Senator John Watiro is here. It's a vegan. And we are making our way and Senator John Watiro is here hawking and shaking our system. And as you can see, and this table is full of clergymen, and our religious leaders are just speaking with Senator John Watiro. He is here praying for the vice president-elect of the Republic of Liberia, and she's submissively in the process. And, Senator John Watiro is at the Boulevard Palace at the program organized by the Liberia Ummah, Muslim Ummah of Liberia, and the Council of Muslim Women here today, and the wing of the Muslim Council, and a very organized, very nice program today for Senator John Watiro. And she's making her way at the back. And, she's making sure here that the vice president of the Republic of Liberia, in a very cordial mood and respectfully, in the official voice of the we put your name there. And as you can see, friends from all sides of life are out here. The vice president of the Republic. I can't make it. Just be yourself in. Come on, you're opening the road. You gotta put your chair in so we'll get a chance to switch you on the front. Yeah. See now, they touch up the very powerful. The vice president of the Republic of Liberia, Senator John Watiro, is chatting with hundreds of our mothers and sisters, and she are very referred here as the Iron Lady by our mothers. She is making her way and at another wonderful table here and shaking the hands of she is doing photos, shaking hands, and the people and our mothers and sisters on the gotta be fast, man. think that's the end of it. And she has managed to be able to shake the hand and hug and hundreds of persons here today. And this is a signify that this leadership is going to be the leadership of the people.
It's okay.
And, this set is very serious to it. This, I don't know if it's on. This process is very serious to it. And the Vice President of the Republic of Liberia and open it and taking photos with sisters and mothers of the Islamic community. And respectfully, this is what we said. And just via leadership will be a real conciliatory leadership. The leadership of the Liberian people and the leadership of the people. And that has been signified by the Vice President now publicly criticized. She is here now talking and dancing with our mothers in the Islamic perspective. We appreciate you come back to the podium here. And when we officially come back to our master ceremony and Miss beautiful Mama Sikaban, who is the official master of ceremony of we Honorable Mayamo Bay Fufana, representative district number 4, Lufa County, Mayamo Fufana table, and she have gone across the table and be able to do photos and shake the hand and share thoughts, share ideas of the importance of national governance. And here is the official voice of the National Congress of Democratic Change. We are right here at the Boulevard Palace to cover this all important program. Honorable Mayamo Bay Fufana. Sister. She said you can start. Respectful in the communities and also posted, and you can see, I'm like Sana and with safe honored and super also posted.
Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joy Howard Taylor, special guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, serving as your master of ceremony, my name is Mame Sikabai, and I'm honored to execute this task given me. Ummah movement of Liberia and the women wing of the National Muslim Council of Liberia, in collaboration with the Muslim community in Liberia, Thanksgiving ceremony in favor of Ambassador George Manawia, President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, and Senator Joy Howard Taylor, Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia. Date Friday, January 19, 2018, about this time. And the venue for this occasion is the Boulevard Palace Hotel on 13th Street, St. Monrovia, Liberia. We are not going to bore you much time because time is not in our favor. With the Monday given us, we have to go through the program immediately. And the first item on our program sheet has to do with arrival of guests, which has already been done. So we go to the next one. It has to do with opening prayer. And that is going to be done by the Chief Imam of Liberia, Imam Ali Kraye. May you please come to this podium to do for us opening prayer. The Chief Imam of Liberia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world. We pray for His presence. We pray for His guidance. We pray for His help. We pray for His inspiration. We pray for His protection. We pray for a good future for our country and for all of its citizens and residents. We pray that He will be with our leaders, our incoming government in particular, so that it will lead the country to greater prosperity, to national stability, and continuing enjoyment of peace. We pray that this program will be blessed by Him in every way, and that all of us will live here feeling fulfilled, thankful, and grateful. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Thank you very much. Takbir. Thank you ever so much. And the next item on our program sheet has to do with welcome remarks, and that is going to be done by Mr. M. Dawuda Barry. Mr. Dawuda Barry, may you please come forward. Is Mr. Barry around? Mr. Dawuda Barry, is he around? All right, since he's not around, I'm going to do it. Since he's not around, I'm going to do it. On behalf of the Ummah movement of Liberia, we are pleased to welcome all of you to this unique occasion. Thanks for coming and feel at home. Thank you very much. We go to the next program on our program sheet, the next item, and that has to do with recognition of team members. And that will be done by Mr. V. Prosper Knange. Is Mr. Knange around?
Her Excellency Senator Joel Howard Taylor, Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Professor Duana A. Kamara, Chairperson of the Ummah Movement of Liberia, Honorable Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, General Secretary, Ummah Movement of Liberia, Ma Kenny Keita, our model for the Women Week of the Islamic Council of Liberia, other distinguished platform guests, leaders of our Islamic community here present, members of the Fourth Estate, members of the Diplomatic Corps, fellow Liberians, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Kindly allow me this time to acknowledge and recognize the organizing team of this auspicious ceremony. The meaning of the word team, the acronym team, is together, everyone achieve more. So, we want to say that together, we as a community and as a team, we have been working very hard behind the scenes to ensure that this program is a success in collaboration with leaders of the Islamic community. So, if I point immediately way to the audience as a team member of the organizing team. So, number one on our list is Professor Duana A. Kamara. Mr. Kamara, you are recognized. Madam Mankeli Keita. Madam Keita, you are recognized. My friend and brother Sekou Kalasko Damaro Jumale, you are recognized. My friend and brother Idris Bedete, you are recognized. Madam Acha Aminata Kaba, you are recognized. Mr. M. Dawda Bari, Mr. Bari, you are recognized. Honorable Sheikh Mustafa Kuyate, you are recognized. Mr. Sheikh Sako, you are recognized. Mr. Sanosi Keita, you are recognized. Madam Haja Mariama Siso, you are recognized. Our great orator, who is the master of ceremony today, my own sister Mamesi Kabal, you are recognized. My friend and brother, Mr. Ato J. Wadweli Jim, you are recognized. And the next person on the list, B. Prosper Nange. Mr. Abubakar Ba, you are recognized. Mr. Musa Kone, you are also recognized. Mr. Amadou Bato, the namesake to the current president of Gambia, you are recognized. Mr. Abubakar Jallo, you are recognized. Madam Fatimata Ba, you are recognized. Mr. Abubakar Kone, you are also welcome and recognized. These are members of the organizing team that have been working in collaboration with leaders of the Islamic community and also our think tank at the back to ensure that the program is a success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. That was wonderful. Thank you so much. Now the next item has to do with recognition of special guests. And that will be done by your humble servant, Mamesi Kaba. And I start like this. We want to take this time to recognize Omer Abdullah Sharif, head of the Elder Council. Are you around? If you are around, just raise your hand. We want to take this time to recognize Honorable Alhaji Professor G.V. Kumar, Islamic opinion leader. You are recognized. We also want to take this time to recognize Honorable Sekou D. Kone, Islamic opinion leader. Thank you. We want to recognize Honorable Losine Kamara Siko. We are pleased to recognize Honorable Associate Justice Kabina Janet. You are recognized. We also want to recognize Dr. Augustine Kone. You are highly recognized. We are honored to recognize Honorable Sekou Kane, former representative of District Number 2, Monserrate County. We are honored to recognize Honorable Losine Ability, Internal Affairs Ministry, from the Internal Affairs Ministry. We are pleased to also recognize Honorable Saint Sion. We want to recognize Honorable Sekou B. Kola, President of the National Medical Corps of Liberia. We also want to recognize Honorable Siaka Ture, CEO of Aminata and Some Gas Station. We want to recognize Honorable Aisha Keita, a prominent woman of Liberia. We also want to recognize the representative of District Number 4, Lofa County, Honorable Maria Mobi Fofana. We also want to recognize Honorable Haja Aminata Kaba, Chair Lady of the National Muslim Council of Liberia. We want to recognize Honorable Ruku Bari. We are honored to also recognize Honorable Asatu Ba, Deputy Commission, Immigration, Republic of Liberia. And we now go to the clergymen. I am blessed to recognize Sheikh Abdullah Kamara, Deputy Grand Mufti of the Republic of Liberia. We also want to recognize Sheikh Umaru Kamara, the Chairman of the National Muslim Council of Liberia. We are also pleased to recognize the Chief Imam of the Republic of Liberia, Sheikh Imam Ali Krayi. We want to recognize Sheikh Mahmoud of Muslim Union. We also want to recognize Alhaji Vamoyan Sheri of NMCL. We are honored to recognize Chief Tamba Yonda of the Kisi Muslim Association. And for this segment, we finally want to recognize Sheikh Mohammed Kamara of Radio Al-Falah. We are honored to also recognize everyone that is here. We might not be able to call you by your names, but know that we appreciate your presence here. Thanks for coming, and you are highly recognized. Then we go to the next item on our program sheet, which has to do with the purpose of this program. And that will be done by Professor Duana A. Kamara. Mr. Kamara, Professor Kamara, I'm honored to turn the mic over to you.
Professor Duana Kamara, and is also coming to take over this segment of this all-important program.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, Madam Joanna Taylor, Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, members of the National Legislature here present, Professor Alahati J.P. Kroma, eminent citizen, Republic of Liberia, leaders and members of the Islamic community, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. May the Almighty Allah shower His continued blessings upon our nation and its people. Today is a resounding day, a remarkable day, a day of thanksgiving and indeed a day of unity. This is another day of nation building as we from the Muslim community in Liberia share with the incoming administration our sentiments and our desire for national development and oneness. We lend our hands of cooperation to the incoming administration in its efforts to govern our nation and propel the people of this country to prosperity. Many of us may have identified with different parties, but the competition era is over and it's time for nation building. Today is the time that our Muslim community has chosen to share their sense of patriotism for our nation despite differences. We have decided to put Republic of Liberia first. It is because of this and many other reasons that we have gathered here today to offer our solidarity and prayers. We celebrate the reality that Allah again has intervened in guiding the people of this small but great nation to take a noble decision. We are proud that Liberia is going through a successful transition, thereby setting the pace of strong African nationhood. The transfer of power from a ruling party to an opposition party in Africa has proven to be extremely difficult. It is because Allah has touched the hearts of all the players, the supporters, the common people, and our friends and allies, that we can sit here today to mark the beginning of a new era. We are happy to be here. At this time, I would like to especially thank the Vice President-elect for her unwavering desire to work to engage our community. We believe the Vice President-elect will be a pillar in helping to unite this nation. Ladies and gentlemen, your program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. May you please do better than that?
Thank you.
Thank you ever so much. Quickly, we go to another item on our program sheet, which has to do with congratulatory remarks. And the first person to do that is Flajer Imam Muhammad Mustafa Badi. Can you please come forward? Takbir.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. We give all thanks and praises to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, God who gave us the opportunity to see this day here. We thank Him for all of His goodness for the nation, because of His goodness, His mercy, we see ourselves here today. We thank Him for His mercy, for this peaceful election to pass in our nation in this peaceful manner. It is something that all Liberian, Muslim and non-Muslim, need to be thankful to Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. We see election happening in other countries, and we see what's happening there, and we hear it. But in our country, through the mercy of Allah, election passed in peace. This is something we need to be thankful to God. And He promised us, as the Quran stated to us, that when we thank Him, He increases us in goodness. He said in the Quran, وَإِذْ تَأَذَّنَ رَبُّكُمْ لَإِن شَكَرْتُمْ لَأَزِيدَنَّكُمْ. Remember when God announced to you that when you become thankful to Him, He increases you in goodness. So we thank Him for this mercy. Second, we want to thank, this is a Thanksgiving, we want to thank the present government for organizing this peaceful election. This is something wonderful. We thank them for that. And we also thank the President-elect and the Vice President for their determination. We hope and pray to God to guide them and protect them. And we also thank all of the citizens of this nation, because it is a joint work of the whole citizen of this nation. We thank every one of them. Lastly, Islam encourages Muslims always to pray for their leaders. This is why it's part of the teaching of Islam to pray for their leaders. The Prophet, peace be upon him, say in one hadith, the best among you, the leaders, are those who love you and you love them. Those who pray for you and you pray for them. This is why we want to pray for the leaders of this country, for God to guide them and protect them, and for the whole nation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Takbir. Thanks so much, Ustaz. That was very powerful. And we go to the next item on our program sheet, which has to do with remark as well. And that will be done by the Islamic women community by Sister Asata Kaba. Sister Asata Kaba, may you please come forward.
Madam Taylor, Vice President-elect, all people observed. I came prepared today with a speech, but I'm told that because of the time factor, I have to just make a remark. So I'm going to start by reading a passage from the Quran. The Holy Quran, Surah 3, verse 26, translated as to say that, say, O Allah, Master of the kingdom, you gave kingdom to whomsoever you please, and you take away kingdom from whomsoever you please. You carry up anyone you want to carry up, and bring down anyone you want to bring down. All the good things are in your hands, and you have power over all things. Madam Vice President-elect, this verse of the Holy Quran we just read has put the entire Muslim community at your disposal. To call on them to serve and support the government that has been chosen for them by their Creator, the Almighty Allah. From the perspective of the Muslim women, we feel that you all were chosen by God to rule us. So we accept you and we congratulate you. On behalf of the Muslim women, we want to congratulate you and tell you that we want to be willing to work with you. We are here, we are part of the government. Your success is our success. Your failure also belongs to us, because this is our country and we want for the country to move forward. So all of the Muslim women, we are all behind you, and we show in your government we will never be marginalized.
Thank you so very much. I have not seen your talk about. Thank you so much. That was brilliant. And quickly, they're going to be serving the cocktail, but please go into your seats and let's pay attention to the program while they are serving the cocktail. We quickly call on Brother Joa Sando, representative of the Islamic youth community.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Madam Joa Taylor, Vice President-elect, Republic of Liberia. Members of the Parliament here present, senior government officials, Professor Laji Kroma, Honorable Sekou Damati Kone, Honorable Oseni Kamara, Honorable Shaka Ture, permanent Liberian businessman, one and all. We give it to all. Madam Taylor, your government has started on a good note. For the fact that you and the President-elect went to Benson Street Mosque today, you are proving to us the Muslims that your government, it will be a unifier. I think should be corrected. This is the first time for President-elect and the Vice President-elect to go and have worship service in the mosque as part of the inauguration. That's a good beginning, and we pray to Almighty Allah, it shall end well. Take this message to the President-elect. I will even call him President of Liberia to go in the next 3 days. That the Muslims of Liberia are partners in progress. We are not enemies to Liberia. We have always been patriotic citizens of Liberia. During the elections, it was our right as any other citizen to vote for his or her choice. This is why the Muslim Council of Liberia, under our dynamic leadership, Sheikh Umaru Kamara, said the Muslim Council will not endorse a party, but Muslims have the right to go their way, and that's what we did. Those of you who voted for you or did not vote for CDC are all your citizens. Treat all the same way. The Muslims have rights, Christians, even those who do not believe that there exists a creator. Time is our worst enemy. Take this message to President Via again, and the Muslims will join him to make the world better. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the Muslims will join him to make Liberia better. Thank you ever so much. And would like to quickly call on Mr. Umaru Bari of the Islamic Business Community to come and make a remark.
Assalamu alaikum. Senator Dua Taylor, Vice President-elect, Republic of Liberia. Our Islamic State, all protocol observed. We thank the Almighty Allah for making this day a success. We are part of you, as the last speaker said. We have supported you 100%, and we are ready to support you 150%. We are your people, you are our natives. Let us all join together and make Liberia a better place. To rebrand it, to make it better for every one of us. We are part of the solution, and we are all part of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bari. And we call to this podium Ambassador Professor Alhaji G.V. Kroma of the Islamic Opinion Leader to come and make a remark.
Alhaji G.V. Kroma is making his way.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Soon to be Vice President, the officials of this organizing committee, members of the National Legislature here present, Mr. Rana Samara, leader of this arrangement, former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Mr. Rizal Kamara, leader of the Ummah community, Ummah, our mothers, fathers, youth, ladies and gentlemen. Today is a very important day. It's historic. This is the first time we are looking at a woman, at a lady, going to serve as vice president of this country. This country is making history. Those who didn't like Liberia are embarrassed today. Because they thought the best was not going to happen. And something bad was going to occur during the electoral process. But we are the beacon of hope in Africa. We have demonstrated that even though we are young in democracy, but we are old in age. We have demonstrated that Africa can make it. And personally, I'm very happy. So we've gone through a lot of things in this country. So we're looking forward to a success in this political undertaking. We are going to be receiving guests. I saw in the newspaper, I think eight presidents will be coming here. I've never seen that before. 8 presidents are going to be coming here to witness the success story of Liberia. Madam Vice President, all of us have the obligation equally to push this country forward. All of us. There is a formula I'd like to refer to. It's called a UAC. UAC. U stands for understanding. A stands for acceptance. And C stands for cooperation. If you can understand each other, it is possible that you will like each other. If you can understand and like each other, it is possible that you accept each other. And if you accept each other, it is possible that you cooperate with one another. So take my simple formula and apply it in all sectors of your political administration. We need to be friendly. We need friendship in this country. We're in various political parties, political alliances. The time has come now to put that behind us. This country consists of people who are all equal under the Constitution. Therefore, we have equal responsibilities to make this country go forward. Finally, I'd like to say here that the Muslims are very powerful. They don't pick fights with people. They're very friendly. They're very productive. And they consider themselves on the same parity as other citizens of this country. I can assure you that I, Haji Jibikuma, and the rest of the Muslims in this country will do everything possible to bring about a successful administration for Muslims. We finally like to say that we the Muslims don't believe in luck. Bad luck, good luck, no. We believe in blessing. Blessing. We don't play games. Vice President-elect, please tell the President-elect, and we believe that he is benefiting from blessing. I know him personally as a football administrator in this country. Borrow how he did. One day we never heard that Okon refused to play. You gotta buy a boost, new boost for him. Take care of this, take care of that for him. No. Always play willingly, professionally. So when you have blessing, you are disciplined, in the end, good things can happen. I believe this is what I'm telling you. Please extend our congratulations to him. Let him carry on in the blessing. Every time I read the speech, somebody said, don't talk too long. I'm 10 times most of the time to talk. I'm going to go to church now. I'm Vice President back. Please, feel free to relate to all members of the body politic. And once we assure you of our cooperation, we're going to show that you succeed. Thank you very much.
That was the voice of Professor Alaji Kumal.
Thank you so much, Professor. So much. Thank you. That bill. Thank you for that powerful remarks. Remember, I am your master of ceremony, and I have the master chairmanship. Now, I would like to take this time to recognize the presence of Mr. Abraham Kuma, the Deputy Police Director for Operations. You are welcome. I would also like to recognize a prominent citizen of our community, Brother Sheikh Sako. You are recognized. And again to say, all of you are recognized. Thank you very much. I have the distinct honor to present to you a woman of substance, a virtuous woman, an intellectual, and a woman that possesses every quality that a true African woman possesses. I'm pleased to present to you, Her Excellency, the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joelle Taylor. May you please rise as she walks to the podium.
Assalamu alaikum. Please have a seat. Thank you. The chair and the organizers of this very important meeting, all of the leaders of the Islamic community. I have a few big brothers in the house. I will not start calling you before I get into trouble. The women of the Islamic community, the Ummah chair, and the organizing committee. I'm happy to be here today. Let me first say sorry for the inability of the president-elect to be here. We had 4 programs at the same time. So I had to jump to another one and come here, and then he had to go to the other area so that we would reach to everybody. We extend his deepest apologies for not being able to come. But I know that after the inauguration, we have time to sit and consult with you and hear how you want our country to be run. So we just ask you for a little ring check. We'll reschedule this meeting after inauguration so we can actually sit and talk. All the imams in the house, I want to say only 3 things because I know it's been a very long day. Our father, Alhaji G.D. Kuma, said something very important. That there are 3 letters and 3 words. And if all of us stick to, I think we'll live in peace. Understanding, acceptability, and the third one, what? Cooperation. I think as we begin this new phase of our national history and our national life, this is a place to start. Thank you for such brilliant advice. There were some, earlier this year, last 2 years, there have been some misgivings in the Muslim community, and I'd like to address it, because I think it's important. A misconception about what we as Christians wanted, and I know it was a real serious problem. I want to clear in this manner that I am a Christian, but I respect the Islamic community, I respect your religion, and if I said anything in any way to make you feel disadvantaged, I'm truly sorry. It was not my intention. If you ask some of the older gentlemen in this room about my relationship with them, I have some brothers in this house that I go to, I consult, and so I don't have anything in my heart. I'm truly, truly sorry. It was not my intention then, and it will never be my intention to marginalize any person. The second thing I would like to say tonight is that only together can we build a great country, with all hands on deck. If you leave the women out of the building of your country, then 50% of your population is silent. If you leave any group out of the building and development of your country, then you only got half of the people working, and will not achieve what we want to achieve. As Ambassador Weah and myself traveled across the length and breadth of Liberia over a 13-month period, I saw a different Liberia. I saw one in which our people are suffering. I saw one in which our children are hopeless. I saw one in which there is such a great need. But because we are divided on religious lines and tribal lines, when you ask somebody who are from Lofa, from the other place, there are so many things that divide us. It's difficult for us to come together. My prayer is that God will touch our hearts and our minds, and we'll see one another truly as one people with one destiny and one hope. It took somebody like George Mane Usman Weah to put together a coalition of all of us. Some of us got stigma, some of us don't, some of us got all kind of problems. He said, everybody come together and let's work it. Because he didn't see color, he didn't see tribe, he didn't see gender. He just saw people with a willingness to work to create a better Liberia. I can imagine that he went to some meetings and people told him, why are you carrying this other person? And why is this person involved? He said, all Liberians are important. And it is this one hope that brought us together, that created an environment where God saw our heart. You know, one thing about the Almighty God, He doesn't care about your face. He doesn't care how you look. He doesn't care who you are and where you live and where you come from. He's not concerned. The only thing I believe the Almighty God is concerned about is the intent. What is your intent? What is the character of your heart? What do you carry? What do you hope to do? It is that one intent that God sees and He forgets all of the other ones. If He can even forgive us for all of what we have done, who are we to stand in the way of others? So our government will be a government of national unity, as our president has said over and over and over. We will incorporate all patriotic Liberians who want to help us build a new country. And as we have said this afternoon, all of you who spoke before me so beautifully, this country, we will all work to make it what we want to be. Because everything we need is right here. We keep looking outside. So my mother used to tell me when we were growing up, because sometimes you grow up in a home, and by the time you get older, it's like the house old, everything broken down. But sometimes when you go visit your friend's house, you always let you because your first time going there. But maybe your house better than your friend's house there, but because you were a child there, you grew up there, you woman there, you say, oh, the old house. our old house could be better. It is my prayer that this old house, that is 170 years old, that we'll take care of it, and we'll love it, and we'll love one another. We'll forget who we are and where we come from, and together we will build a beautiful and a prosperous nation for everyone. Before I take my seat, I have some friends who came all the way from Nigeria. Everybody, Elisha Atai. He runs an organization called the African Women Leadership Organization, gathering great women from Africa, encouraging them, inspiring them, providing opportunities. And you know, when I started my career with the name that I carry, but that's my name, many people had issues with it. They took men like Elisha and Dele Momodu and some other friends of mine who said, come, we'll provide you with a platform so that people can see the other side. After many years, we've come to this place. And I'm grateful that you took the time to come. God bless you and our family. We hope this year will finally establish so we can begin the Liberia Alo chapter. Thank you and all of the members who came with me. To my brothers in the house, including, you know, Alhaji G.B. Kuma is a member of my family. I met him many years ago. I will not tell all the other stories. But we look forward to your advice. We look forward to your counsel. Sometimes we might get caught up in the daily things. Just a telephone call with staff. I have other brothers here, Super, and our brother Sepu, Shiaka Ture. My other two brothers, I don't see them, so I'm not calling them. Sorry, sir. I'm just a telephone call on me. Just how you see me today is the way I am. I come from a humble family. My grandmother didn't speak English. My parents were common health care workers. And so maybe people hear all of this. When they thought the vice president decided and tell them, you're just leaving, I don't get to that place. I pray that God will keep me humble and I will remain the servant that some of you have come to know. I will work for you. I will work with you. We'll work together so that in the next few years you'll see a difference in your country so that your vote will not have anything. Allahu Akbar.
You can do better than that. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, Madam.
That was the voice of Senator Taylor and Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, and making very powerful and reconciliatory statement, a statement that will create national unity and national governance that will help our country to rebuild this nation. And I want to appreciate God. It's very powerful and speedy statement. Also posted one of the general parliament parties of the year, well posted and
I'm so excited today. I don't know how to stand for Alhamdulillah. Let me start recognizing our dynamic Vice President, right? Our Excellency Senator Madam Haja Jiwa Khadija Jiwa Harapir. And let me also use this time to recognize our professor, who also happened to be my uncle, Professor Ambassador Alhaji Gasimu Bakamuya Kurma. And at the same time, let me recognize the chairman of the National Muslim Council, Sheikh Kumara. Let me also recognize our elders and every religious leaders here today present. I'm sorry that when I tried to call in today, that we would not leave from here. Because all of those who are here are all great people. And because of that greatness, we are all here. So please forgive me if I do not call your name now. But I recognize you all. May Allah bless you all. Today is a very important moment for the Islamic community and for Liberia as a whole. There was a cloud, a fearful cloud, where every Liberian running away, and people were saying that we are not going that way because those people are not our friends. Today the cloud is clear. Her Excellency Vice President elect Madam General Khadija to Howard Taylor, she has made it clear to you. She said to the Liberian people today that the time of committing to political parties is over, that there is a time to commit ourselves as citizens of this country. Our connectivity and our alliance to political parties is over. There is a time to become patriotic to our nation. I continue to refer to our Vice President Khadija, and people may be likely thinking, why is he calling her Khadija? Our Vice President-elect, when you call me, she said to me, Sheikh, there is a need that we have a program, even though we are going to the mosque, but I want to interact with the Muslim community. These are people that make me who I am today. And she said, I also want to be part of this program. I know you have already organized it, but to show that I'm interested in it, I'm also going to contribute in making it a success, which she did. She didn't just contribute by her presence here today, she also contributed financially to tell us that indeed she stands for Liberia and she respects everyone. And this government, we always hear our young people saying, behold, our time has come. There is a time for every Liberian. There is a time where the barricades of divisiveness is broken. There is a time where hatred is broken. And there is a time where Muslim, Christians, and every Liberian must work together to make this country a success. Liberia will become the best country in the world if every Liberian comes together. So, ladies and gentlemen, I say to you, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Takbir.
Thank you so much for that powerful
That was the voice of the fellowship over
before I go to the last quarter, during the campaign, and we presented these two distinct characters to you. Some people doubted us, but we are so glad that they have started, their actions have started to speak volume to what we said to you. And there are more surprises in the positive form to come. You will get to realize that the only regret is why we didn't elect them years back. Thank you again, Madam Vice President-elect. Now we'd like to call to this podium for the closing prayer, Sheikh Abdullah A. Kuma, Deputy Grand Mufti of the Republic of Liberia. Closing prayer. So as the power in me vested as a master of ceremony, I'm so honored to call to this podium Ustad Sheikh Umaru Kamara to do for us the closing prayer.
Please answer with me. Let us give 3 takbir. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Walillahi alhamd. My responsibility here is very short. Is to pray. As many speakers say here, as the chairman of Muslim Council, before I end with prayer, please give me a chance, let me just say 2 words. all protocol observed. Indeed, your action, Madam Joy Vice President-elect, and Mr. George Weah, President-elect, your action and your behavior since that of this election is so to Liberian and all type of Liberian, Muslim and Christian, and non-Muslim and non-Christian, that indeed you people are responsible for taking Liberia on. As the Madam say here, they say the vices are red, give the Muslims to you, not a particular, but even Senator George Weah, President-elect. We are here to just show you that we are giving ourselves. With all my real fighting and because of your behavior and attitude, the best one, we are at your disposal. We pray for you. Indeed, what was burning in my heart, and I want to say that what you say here. You say, if you're talking about me, I didn't mean anything, but if I say anything, please forgive me. You are forgiven forever and ever. And Mr. President-elect, for you people to select the mosque to go there. Although he was Muslim, he's not Muslim today. These are something burning in our heart. What are you going to do with us? If Mr. Weah was a Muslim, he left Islam. We don't know why. And then we hear something that what you just said about, they say, Madam, do you have what I say? He will make that a Christian country. That's the only two things. For all they say. Now you have said, as a good leader, you remind me of one of the professors of Islam. Say when you want to lead the people well, tie the rope on your waist, rope, and you tie on them. When they hold you, go with them. When they forget, then you hold it. You will lead the people forever and ever. So may God be justice. I want to tell the Muslims, this is the new era we have opened up. All our problems that we were thinking about, Mama Sikaba said that when we were talking about George Weah and Madam Hawa, some of us, because at 2 points, we had some doubt. So keep fucking up. I'm Muslim, I'm Imam, I have to tell you what is in our heart. But it has been clear for today. Totally. And we are willing to work with you. We advise you that all our educated Muslim brothers and sisters, they are at your disposal. Employ them in the foreign line where the Muslim countries are, employ them in the government here, and we'll see that what you are doing, you are doing. We pray. Hey God, we ask you in this beautiful meeting, guide this nation, help us in Liberia, as you have begun to help us. Help us as you help us beginning of 1990 war, Inter-Religious Council, Muslim and Christian work to be Christian. God bless us to continue that right. All those who have never seen that light, to work with the Christians, to work with the Muslims. May Allah change their heart, we all work together. We are all Liberians. As an ambassador, George Weah said today, President-elect. He said, let us look at all as Liberians. Let us look at all of us as Liberians. This place is God created it. And then therefore, we create all of us to be there. Let us not discriminate against anybody. May God bless you. May God guide you. May God protect you. May God give you wisdom to carry the program forward in another person. Al-Fatiha. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. That was the official prayer.
Thank you very much.
The chairman of the National Muslim
May you please stand up. as our Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia, Madam Joy Howard Taylor, to pass the hall.
Secret quarter in attendance, and in now with my own uncle, and Deputy Coordinator of the Operations, Ibrahim Kumar. We are live on the official press bureau of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Mighty Coalition of Democratic Change. So welcome to our view, and you are here in this kind of official program today as a permanent Muslim citizens of Liberia. What is the short message you have for Liberian Muslims towards this leadership?
Listen to the Imam and embrace unity and reconciliation.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That was the voice of our Commander Ibrahim Krumant. And Sekou Colette is also a partner in progress of the Coalition of Democratic Change. And a second one, officially giving support to the Coalition of Democratic Change and make sure that we reduce drastically voting quadrupling error in Lofa County to both the Coalition of Democratic Change in a rapid trajectory. What is the specific message you have for our people?
Thank you. I am just happy that the will of God has happened in Liberia, and Liberia shall never remain the same. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the Vice President-elect is about to depart and from the same, and she is here chatting with our
you know, that's on protocol. You can't do that. That's very on protocol. You can't do that.
When the Vice President leaves, you don't have to leave. We have a message for you, please.
Inside the corner. I'm a young man. It's okay. It is not.
It's over. You do your job.
Lucas.
Yeah, what's up, man?
1 year now, official duty at the director of the Revolutionary National Press Bureau. I also interviewed my own brother and friend, Prince Lucas Jube, a very strong man. And so we are also here following live on the press bureau of the Revolutionary National League. Thank you very much for being here.
Check, please come forward.
Send it to me. Yeah, I do. I promise. How can you don't even know my email? How can you send it? I would think about it. How can you think about it? You know what? I know how to imagine these things. No, you can't. Okay.
Thank you very much. You may have your seat, please. 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 May you please have your seat?
I'm back on base, and I'm here with an Ansumariam Duclate and a strong supporter of the All Abram Party, And about doing a second run, you also see the vision and the betterment of this nation in Senator George Manawia and in overwhelming campaign for the vice president and the president in the coalition democratic change. And now you saw a vision and you observe a particular thing. And today we are seeing you here and seeing the vice president of the coalition democratic change, currently the vice president in the Republic of Liberia. And you listen to the message. What was your impression of the message today? In fact, welcome to the official verse of the coalition democratic youth press view.
Thank you very much, brother. I must admit that, and I'm free. I am very well happy. The messages relayed today from Professor Alaji Ummah and the past president-elect, Madam Boulevard. You know, what our community has been waiting for years. Today, our doubts were clear. You know, the way the past president-elect spoke today, you know, those who doubted or take to proposition 24, today, our doubts are clear. For me personally, I knew that, you know, he said those things, you know, not from our heart, but today that has been proven. And really, you know, today our community must be very happy. Yeah, and the Liberian in general must be happy because we have leaders who are really concerned about the well-being of all the citizens in this country. For this, my brother, I must tell you, thank you, you know, and tell the vice president-elect for making this clear to the Liberians in general.
Thank you very much. Well, that was the voice of Auntie Mariam. And support of the coalition of democratic change also. And some time ago, and they extremely were in propagating the measures of Senator George Manawia. And this page is also followed by the president-elect. A few minutes ago, you were online watching it live when you're in the other program there. And so thank you very much for watching it. And this is the good luck, Mr. President-elect. Another friend, a very amazing young beautiful Muslim girl. She always there. And anytime we put up a politics, she only leg and leg. So today you listen to another female, and who is today president-elect. What is your impression? What will make you happy?
I'm very excited. I'm hoping to wish.
Thank you very much. Well, come on briefly, and you listen to the vice president-elect of the Republic of Liberia. You have been a strong member of the coalition of democratic change, and we have been preaching the message that we're going to make it, and today we're victorious. Today everybody see us in a very joyful and respectful mood today. So what is the specific message you take for the vice president? Very briefly.
Well, I'm excited. I'm very much excited, and I want to say alhamdulillah that we have reached the where we are targeting. I want to say this to all Nigerians, that this is the best team, this is the best time, this is the best time together, because the land now has been rid, there's no segregation, no this, no that, but like what we call like.
Thank you very much. Another amazing young man, Jibila Kaba Jibila, and I welcome to the official voice of the Press Bureau of the Revolutionary National Jubilee. You listen to the president message briefly. What was your impression? And what?
Let me say, I learned today what reconciliation committee development. I think now the president-elect today spoke very well. He spoke like a leader, and then that shows that we should work as a Liberian to make our country better.
Thank you very much. Wow, that was the voice of Kaba Jibile Kaba. And we are still around here and at the Boulevard Palace, and where we are talking to our permanent citizens here. And those will also be intervened, another interpreter, and Sanusi Keita and Amma Sanate Kamara is a very important young man in our community. Sanate, you just listened to the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia. And first, you are welcome to the official voice of the Press Bureau of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Coalition of Democratic Change. And what was the message that you take from the President message, Vice President-elect message today?
All right, to admit, I'm not very as one of the organizers who vision things, so I did not really listen to the Vice President on the face-to-face. I got monitoring on Facebook, but I believe I saw over 10 applause. Whenever she speaks, you hear people clapping. Whenever you speak, there's people clapping. I should not give a direct message, but I believe what was said, I would feel really appreciated.
Okay, thank you very much. Another brother is here. You can briefly introduce yourself and give your own take of the message from the Vice President.
Okay, my name is Kalifara Kuma, and my social media name is Kalifara Diaspora Kuma. I'm kind of overwhelmed with the level of courage that we have mustered to come here to come and listen to the Vice President-elect. And I was also motivated when she said that if you have caused any wrong to Muslims, then they should please forgive her. Because I believe that for the past few years, Muslims had a lot of perception against her, and it was good that she was able to make that clear to us as Muslims. So we Muslims now, we feel free with her, and we are satisfied with her. We don't have any problem with her. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
What's Sunday?
Okay, and there are a lot of people who have been, in fact, commenting on our posts that are one Sunday case are not recognized in the program. And I told them, I don't know, I'm not part of the protocol, but officially I've been the official voice of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Mighty Congress of Democratic Change to you. And you listen very well to the president's message, and you listen to the other speakers today. But the meaning for the president's message briefly, and what was the specific message you really get from the president today?
To be honest with you, I think calling my name as Sanusi Keita is not a problem. This whole thing is not about me, it's about our community. I think I should be the proud man today, having organized program in front, where you see scores of our community members around here today. This has not happened for ever so long. Seeing the Muslim community gather in Windsor, discussing one single issue. With the message around here, what really caught my eye had to do with the Vice President-elect. Speaking of our community, talking about our willingness to work with our community, I think that means a lot. Because prior to this program, there was a lot of speculations about the Vice President-elect in change towards our community. But today, that bridge has been built between she and our women. So I'm happy. I think I should be a happy man today. If today is a day that I should celebrate myself, I think I should do that. Thank you so much to everybody who came on this program.
Okay, thank you very much for organizing the program too. Thank you. Well, very briefly, can you introduce yourself in the next 1-2 minutes?
Thank you so very much. My name is Ronnie Bono Jr. I'm a youth chairman of Ummah movement of Liberia and the Deputy Secretary General and the media and publicity campaign of Ummah movement of Liberia. I want to say thank you to all the audience of Muslim community who have taken their time to come here today. I want to say thank you to the media committee chairman, Mr. Ato Wawai, and all the media committee that took up their time to propagate the messages along to make this program a success. And Ummah movement like we are very proud enough of bringing together among majority of our Muslim community, stakeholders, elders in the Muslim community, opinion leaders of the Muslim community. See how bad that we can move this country from. Most especially, and the message coming from the Vice President-elect, Dr. Joy Howard Taylor, is very, very necessary, saying that her apology is going to the Muslim community. She did not mean what she said at the time. as making Liberia a Christian state. We want to accept that wholeheartedly for her, and we believe that our largest youth command just said rightly that the Muslim community is willing to work with the new elected government, with our new president-elect, Ambassador Senator George Manneh Ogunwuya. We can say the Muslim community will work to see how best we move this country forward. More especially the youthful population of our Muslim community will work together to see how best we move this country forward. The CDC, as a member of the coalition of Democratic Change, we are quite enough to have propagated the message to have told the people that Ambassador Senator George Manneh and Joe Howard is the best person. Indeed, we have no regret to support these two sons of the soil. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. And we are also looking for another great son here, and another great son in our midst, and is one of the strong organizers of this program. And we would like to speak to Arthur. Arthur was also a member of the organizing committee of this program, and he's a very strong community organizer. He's also involved in youth and student activity. Briefly, what was the message? How do you feel about the message from the Vice President-elect today?
I think it was reconciliatory. She was very clear about it. That it is time for us as people of this country to unite and develop our country. And to all those that are watching, it was a wonderful night. And like we said from the beginning, take your time and see how we can work together as a community to develop our country. I think that's the message.
Okay, thank you. We will also want to have a brief conversation with the chief architect of this program today, Mr. Dwana Kamara. Mr. Dwana Kamara, and Mr. Dwana, briefly, please speak to welcome to the official vote of the Coalition of Democratic Change Youth page. And we are here today. We cover the entire story out, and they made all to our leaders to understand what is happening here today. And you also will bring beyond this success story I just made. And you listen to the Vice President message. You as an organizer, how do you feel about the message that was sent by the Liberians today by the Vice President-elect, Dr. Chief Joe Howard?
I think she's sent a clear message. I think the message is clear. Reconciliation, working with everyone across the aisle, irrespective of who you are, and that was very good for this community. And I'm very glad today that we were able to gather our political leaders, clergymen, our women from the Islamic community, and our young people from the Islamic community. And they were all here to listen to what the Vice President has to say. You can now see the transformation as the result of these elections. The reflection of what happened today at the Best History Month is the beginning of a new era in this country. And I can tell you that what the Vice President expressed here today is total unification. Total unification. Without any ethnicity, without any differences, she made it clear that we will have to coexist. We will have to move this country together. We will have to develop our nation together. What you see exhibited by the Islamic community is a sign of patriotism from Ummah Liberia. One country, one nation, indivisible. That's what you see. I'm very happy.
Thank you very much. That was the official voice of the Coalition of Democratic Change Youth League, and we say Professor Donald for appreciating for organizing such an important occasion today to make sure our people come together, people from the political background and the people from the clergymen are all here today to have graced the all important occasion today and release many doubts from all men. Thank you very much, and we have a blessed time with you. You are very welcome. Okay, and I also want to carry live another important brother in our mix, and a community organizer, a strong man, and that also I believe in reconciliation. And welcome to the official voice of the Revolutionary National Youth League of the Mighty Coalition for Democratic Change. And we are also here to cover this all-important program out today. And Sheikh Usman Toure, and he listened to the message from the Vice President-elect. And what lesson can we learn from the message? Or what do we really feel about the message today?
Different lessons been learned, and to be honest, our message was very touching and to the point. I think we don't have to go into the details of what she said. It's all about reconciliation. It's all about being one. It's preaching peace. In short, for me, I'm impressed, and I also appreciate the kind of great, brotherhood that have been built as a result of these heated moments. I think I'm okay. I'm so grateful, and I saw her walking through the line, shaking hands with everybody, with smiling face. Let alone the dress code today. The dress code today. Answer to everything. She went into the masjid, covered with the hijab, Islamic outfit. That alone implies that she identifies herself.
That officially shows that we are prepared for national reconciliation and development.
Of course, yes. You don't even have to go through speech analysis and so forth. Or for the fact that she tried to dress like the Muslims, going to the masjid, sitting in the mosques, and then going around with that dress code. I saw the photograph all around. So no, I think it's okay.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you for your kind of presentation. And what we are about to in our closing step point, and another amazing brother is also here. We also want to have a short interview with him when you're doing some photo with and the schools of our brothers from the community are doing photos. It's so called photos of Professor Alaji Jibi Kuma here, and Professor Alaji Jibi Kuma is also here, and I'm making sure to have a discussion with him. We have now, and he is not just somebody that just attended this program. He also is my personal uncle, Honorable Sekou Kroman, and also the attendance of this all-important occasion, this reconciliatory and message that was given by the Vice President-elect of the Republic of Liberia. And what is the specific message do you have for our people at this point in time? I'm Jab Dushin, and Sheikh Al-Mustafa Kuyate standing here with our Hugh Professor Alaji Jibi Kuma, and they are doing some photos here. Briefly here, we will be departing very soon.
From Ashmore Street, one of the strong cities.
Wow, and Mr. Nimpa, you are also in attendance of this program. You see the Vice President-elect. Very briefly, what did you really learn from him? What is the specific message you get today?
Great, thank you so much, very much. This is a history-making, first in your kind, to see a Vice President-elect going around shaking people's hands and trying to hug people, and trying to give a message that this time around there's a change in our country. We need to develop our country, that we all need to get together. There's no division into Muslim and Christian. We all are Liberians. This is a and so we Liberians know that we are going in this direction. I really admire that, and I want to see that going on. That the development of our country is in our hands. As President just said in the mosque, that the country is our country. Whatsoever that we do here, we'll be able to help our country to go forward. Because our young brothers and sisters need to follow the same. So I thank you.
Thank you for speaking to the boss, our official boss here, and we officially close from this angle. and we are still here at the Boulevard Palace, and where the official program of the Liberia Muslim women and the other Muslim organizations have joined together to have this official program of our Muslim community. So the last person we're going to interview is another enterprising young man that is involved in Islamic advocacy, Islamic programming, other things. And I just listened to, for the matter of fact, he supported Senator George Weah and Senator John Watson during the second round election. And I think he saw something very good. And today you are seeing the kind of statement made. Briefly, what was the message that you really take for the statement today?
Thank you very much. Listening audience out there, my name is Bamuya Dola de Sumauru. You see me on Facebook. I'm a Muslim, and today's program I'm overjoyed. The part I like about the program today, I can admire, I can become historical, and I can relate to tomorrow. The Vice President-elect openly apologized to the Muslim community. As you all know, there was a saying going around